Hello everyone. So today I was looking at the comments that I received on my channel, and I thought I'll probably cover a few of them and answer them together. So the first question is asked by Sheikh, and Sheikh is asking, I have a small requirement that we have issue type called system feature PR. If the drop down of a custom field is selected, then the given maintenance epic should link automatically. So I think there are a couple of ways of doing it. So first of all, you can do that using behavior if you are on server. So Sheikh didn't mention that whether this is needed on server or cloud, but on server, if you have a script now for Jira, you can do that with the help of behavior, I believe. And at the same time, if you want to do this linking after the issue is created, then you can maybe create a listener or a post function. So that can also be done. If you're on cloud, you can definitely link issues based on some criteria. And you can also, I believe you should also be able to do that with the help of automation rules. So the next question is from Muhammad Akram, and Muhammad is asking, hi sir, can you please make a video for sending invite to user using scriptner, and user email should be taken from a custom field. Well, it can be done. So there are two things in this. Number one, how to fetch the value of a custom field, which I have done so many times on my channel. You can take a look at various videos and scripts, and that custom field can be of any type. It could be a text field, or it could be a user picker field, for example. If it is a user picker field, then for that user you can always fetch the email ID. Now once you fetch the email ID, then of course you need to send an email, and I have talked about this as well on my channel. I believe I made few videos on this, like how to send an email using scriptner for Jira. So definitely you can do that, and you need scriptner for Jira. And of course you asked this question on one of my scriptners video. And let me take a look at the another question. So there is a question from Robert Lynch, and Robert is asking, I have the need to set up notification for a particular date. So I guess you have a date field. It could be a due date, it could be a custom field. So you mentioned date. If, or it is not project or issue specific, okay, is there a way to set a field up with a date and send notification that an action is required? Yeah, there are multiple possibilities here. So I'm not sure why you mentioned it is not project or issue specific, but if you have to capture something in a date field, you have to use, I believe, issue or custom fields that you have on the issues, and based on the date field, maybe you can set up a subscription if you don't really want to use any automation, or if you don't really have any app. If you have, let us say, an app like Scriptner or maybe automation rules, for example, then of course you can do a bit more. You can definitely send notifications. If you have Scriptner, then I would say that create a custom job with your own script to send an email with whatever notification you want to send, and set up a job where you can of course configure the schedule in a cron. And this can be done definitely on server, but you can do something similar on the cloud as well using Scriptner for Jira. Now there is a question from Rizwan Weiss, or Wiss, I guess. So the question is, I'm trying to get Jira to communicate with my other ticket system, let us say SoftwareB. Okay, so you have another system which is not Jira. Situation: when I create ticket on Jira, it will create ticket on SoftwareB. Okay, after I complete task on SoftwareB, Jira also will change the task to complete. Do I need webhook for this, or the API detect changes? So it depends. So if you want to create something outside Jira, maybe in a different tool, you would need to call that tool's API or endpoint of that particular software to create an issue. And well, you can do that, of course, outside Jira. Maybe you want to create your own interface, or maybe you want to use let us say ScriptNow for Jira, or if you're on cloud, you can use automation rules to make REST calls. And when the task is completed on that other software, Jira will also change the task to something. So for that you need to set up a webhook, or you can you can basically use the REST API. I mean, just call the endpoint where you have the issue that you want to update, and of course update the issue. Maybe you want to transition it. I have made a lot of videos on my channel where I talked about REST API and what all different things you can do with REST API. And I have also talked about how to make REST calls using automation, for example. So you have a lot of possibilities, and definitely you would need a REST API for this. And there is a question from Bharat Bapodara Bharat, and he is asking, thank you for your video, sir. I am able to create a script hello world file now. How can I deploy a script to Jira production? Well, that is a very good question. I mean, when you say deploy it, I mean, there are a lot of things that you can do. Deploying could be as simple as simply copying and pasting the script to the relevant feature or wherever you want to place it. You can also place the files, your Groovy scripts, to your web root. So you can do that with the help of a script editor. And for deploying, it really depends. I mean, you can do it manually, or you can use maybe your version control, for example. So there are some possibilities. But I would say, of course, test it properly on your local, and once you're happy, again test it on production on a test project. And for deploying, you have the options. Copying pasting manually is the simplest way, I would say. Let us take a look at one more question. So this question is asked by Shivaram, and Shivaram is asking, we have Insight Cloud, okay, but how to discover assets automatically? Do we have Insight Discovery for cloud? So no, I don't think Insight Discovery is there for cloud yet, but I guess since Atlassian acquired Insight, I believe they might have plans. So I don't think you can do it yet, but maybe in future. Let us take maybe one more question. So this question is from Daniel, and Daniel is asking, hi Ravi, thanks for your interesting videos. I have one question about a problem I couldn't solve. Do you know how to remove the blue area at the top of the column when moving an issue from one column to another column? It is very uncomfortable when managing several issues on a board. So I believe Daniel is asking about the drag and drop of the issues or cards when you're working on your agile boards. So when you drag an issue from one column to another column, the moment you start dragging, you will see, I believe, those blue buckets. I believe this is what he's asking about, where you can place the issues. So those blue buckets or those containers, I believe, they represent the possible transitions, I believe, that you can do, and I don't think you can hide them without inserting your custom JavaScript or I believe CSS. So it should be possible, in my opinion. If you're on server, I believe you can do that on not really on cloud, unfortunately, but on server you can definitely insert your own custom CSS to overwrite or hide that particular functionality to remove those blue areas or containers. So that is what you can do on server. So that is all I wanted to talk about, and these are all the questions that I thought I'll probably answer in one go, because there are some comments that I still have to some questions that I still have to answer. And thank you very much for raising tickets on my service test. So I have started receiving a lot of tickets, which is a good thing, because now I will make sure, because when I have all the issues at one place, I can respond to them whenever of course I get time, and I know where to look for, and whenever I reply you will also get a notification, and you will also have a trace of those requests, so you can also refer to it, those tickets. It will be great for me. So keep adding comments to my channel, no problem at all. I love that. But if you think you need more than 2 minutes of my time, which is something I mentioned earlier, if you think you need more than 2 minutes of my time, raise a ticket for me, because in that case I will be able to respond to you. So first of all, I will not forget that I have to respond to you, because I have this queue that I will monitor, and I have just one place to look for. Right now I receive comments on my channel, which is great. I do try to reply to all of them, but it is a bit difficult sometimes to reply to those comments within few days. So if you raise a ticket for me, I will try to get back to you soon. That will be my priority. So thank you very much for raising ticket for me. I really appreciate. And that is it for today, and I hope you enjoyed watching this video and you also learned something new today. Thank you very much.